Hello, I hope you enjoyed yesterday's coverage about the peony. Today we're going on to explore the Delphinium, that tall, majestic flower with those beautiful tiny little buds and glorious large flowers further down the spike. Join us as we celebrate all things Delphinium.
Delphinium by NYDIA Roja. The delphinium growing in the garden stands tall, its flowers mirroring the limpid summer sky. Around it, serenity has built a sanctuary where bees and butterflies seek refuge. The flower stalk stands tall above the leaves as if wanting to see the world around it, or get closer to the sky and blend colours. Or simply to offer its beauty. Mysterious impulses guiding it to put its flowers on display for whoever happens to walk by.
Hi there, so today I'm going to be making for you a tall stately arrangement, the kind of thing that would go on a fireplace or a mantle, maybe in front of an altar for a wedding ceremony, or even if you had a few of them, they would look lovely down the aisle of a wedding ceremony. We're concentrating on some really lovely tall stately flowers today with emphasis on our gorgeous white delphiniums. So to start off with, I've soaked a couple of bricks of oasis and put them into a tray here which I've taped securely. Now ordinarily I would green up with lots of different foliages, but for a slightly different kind of meadows, woodland style look, I'm going to hide all this oasis with some moss. So I'm going to build this moss up around our frame. Right, so just to hide all those mechanics. Like so. And then I've just taken some floristry wires, which I've cut in half, and I've bent them to make little stirrups. I'm going to poke them in, which will hold the moss in place. So I really wanted to create a kind of wild, garden-esque look with sort of emphasis on how things grow naturally, really. So instead of usually with flower arranging, we might do something quite formulaic in 3s and 5s and 7s and evenly distributing stuff. I'm going to think more about how it would grow naturally, you know, in the woods or in your garden, so big clumps of things and different heights going on. And that's that secure. Now I'm going to start adding in some foliage. I don't want to use too much foliage because I really want those flowers to stand out. I just want a few bits and pieces. I've cut some bits from my garden to really add to that look. So I've got some lovely fern leaves and some hosta leaves here that I'm going to use into the arrangement. I'm just building up some different heights. Making little groups and clusters. I think I'm going to go in, this is, excuse me, the wonderful little ornamental pear foliage I have from my garden, which is one of my absolute favourites. Leave a few bits of that in. And then I'm going to add some of this rich dark foliage as an accent. And this one is Cotinus or Cotinus. And then lastly, I've got some contorted hazel, again from my garden. Great, because it's so wriggly, naturally, it really does emphasise that natural look. try not to think too much about placement and really just sort of pop it in quite haphazard really. Keep it very relaxed and very informal. So I might add a little bit more foliage in towards the end, but for now I'm going to stop and really concentrate on adding some flowers into my arrangement. Right, so to start off with, I'm going to go with our main focal flower, which is the Delphinium. So for the colour palette for this arrangement, I've concentrated on whites and greens. These are beautiful, tall Delphiniums, and they really are going to be the stars of the show in our arrangement. So again, instead of evenly distributing them and keeping everything the same height, I'm really going to mix up the heights of all these flowers. When you think about how they grow in the garden, sort of growing at different stages and different heights. And also, things tend to grow in big clumps. You know, you don't get one here, one there. Things shoot up in big sort of groupings. So I'm going to add a few different groups of these throughout the arrangement. Lots of flower heads on these. These little buds are great to put in little bud vases, or you can make a teeny tiny little arrangement using them. Maybe a flower crown. I love all these little buds as well because again, emphasises that natural look of the plant growing at different stages. So I can incorporate that into my arrangement as well. Next, I think we're going to move on to our alliums next. Perfect flower for this time of year. I think so many of us have got them in our gardens. This variety is called Mount Everest, and it's a lovely sort of whitey grey green colour. And I'm going to use these quite tall again. And the good thing about these alliums is you can see I've got that gorgeous sort of bend to them, so it really adds that natural kind of kink to the arrangement. It was quite challenging not making something symmetrical. You can see me looking at the arrangement and trying not to do the same on both sides, so we really have a nice flow of different heights of flowers and it doesn't look like a mirror image. Maybe a couple of short ones at the front and then I'm going to move on to a different flower. Those in. Now I know I say everything is my favourite, but this one I really like. This one's called Solomon's Seal or Polygonatum, and it flowers, it's been around in the garden for a couple of weeks now. It's a very short season and it'll be over before you know it, but it's a real beautiful woodland looking flower with teeny tiny bells on it, and I think there never was a better flower to create this woodland feel than this one. These in, and I'm going to use that natural arch in the flower shape to bring out this arrangement in a few different directions. Right, so my last white flower I'm going to add into the arrangement is Aqualesia. Again, a very seasonal flower, lots of different colours and varieties that are around at the moment in people's gardens. This is a really beautiful white double aquilegia with tiny, tiny little frilly petals on it. And I'm going to weave these in between all the other flowers in my arrangement. I'm going to stop there for the white and the green flowers, and I'm just going to add a few extra bits and pieces just to weave in between. I've got some gorgeous blackberry scabious here, which are going to really echo that dark sort of purpley red colour of the foliage that we used. And these, again, like the alliums, have got a really beautiful wild and kind of curly stem to them, and they're great to incorporate throughout the arrangement last because they kind of dance all around the other flowers. Very fluid stems to them. As I said before, using those buds, different heads at different stages. Really give it a garden feel. Just grab a handful of those, excuse me, leaning across. This one on the floor. Those in. That's all my flower, really. I might come back and have a little tweak at the end, looking at it from a different angle. But the last thing I've got to add in is this limoleum. It's a really beautiful smoky grey colour. And I love that kind of wild sort of almost peatlandy kind of look to it. And I just thought it would be a great little filler to add at the end, just to tuck in all those gaps. And again, to emphasise that wild look. A few bits of that in. So I've just added a few little bits and pieces from a different angle just so I can see where there's a gap. I've done some taller delphiniums here and a few bits in the front where there was a couple of gaps. But there we have our beautiful finished fireplace or mantle arrangement, a different way to enjoy those seasonal gorgeous delphiniums. Thank you.
The perennial delphinium stands for swiftness and light, cheerfulness and goodwill. There are about 300 species of delphinium, many of which are toxic to humans and livestock. The name delphinium comes from the Greek word for dolphin, as the closed flower bud resembles the nose of that mammal. Delphiniums were called larkspurs by the Tudors. If you add a spoonful of sugar to water for cut delphiniums, the blooms will last longer. Delphiniums are the flower for a July birthday. According to Greek myth, Delphiniums originated from the blood of Aias, a Trojan war hero killed in battle. The flowers bloomed where his blood had spilt. Plant delphiniums in fertile, moist but well-drained soil and in full sun.
Hello, today I'm planting out my sunflowers. You can probably see I've already planted a lot out here. I've got some amite there and cerintha at the front there. This is all going to be part of my cutting patch, which hopefully will provide me with lots of flowers in the summer. What you want to do for planting out is make sure you've got a nice hole in like freshly dug earth. You can put your sunflowers into pots, but I have found that they actually do better when you plant them in the ground, because they end up having such big root systems, and with the pot they're just going to fill it completely, and then as a result you'll get a much smaller plant, much smaller flowers. So what you do is you ease it out of the pot, put it into the hole, cover it over, plant it a little bit deeper than it was in the pot, because what this happens is you'll get a stronger stem and a stronger plant, therefore more likely to survive. Some sunflowers I am staking, some I'm not. I'm doing an experiment this year. But this one, just to show you how to stake, is just get a really nice long stick, plunge it into the earth, so you feel it's nice and firm, and then you get some twine, cut a decent length, and how you tie it is with a figure of 8. So you go round the stick and then round, probably after the first set of leaves. Loosely tie it because it will expand. Once you've planted it, make sure you give it a good drink, just to water it in, and then just keep an eye on it, and you'll have to water it, depending on the weather, every few days.
Delphiniums of bloom, Ernestine Northover. Come, follow me down the garden path, past the flower beds planted neat, around the sweet briars scented hedge, to the old carved wooden seat. A tranquil arbour, where within its shade lies a sheltered, quiet place. We'll hear music from the singing birds, and let our eyes embrace. There's clematis along the greystone wall, there's a maple's vivid hue, pots of red and pink geraniums, and delphiniums of blue. The pond's azure sky, mirror image, under which the goldfishes play. Elegant water lilies with their floating leaves recall a painting by Monsieur Monet. This garden is a treasure and a blessing. Just to wander in between the flowers, to feel an informality and a freedom whilst whiling away the hours. Hold my hand, and we will silently marvel at the beauty that nature can wear. In this bower that's so hidden and secluded, we'll start our secret love affair.